Be the change. Be the change is your power. Being the change is the power. Being the change is the power. If you love your life just the way it is, if you feel like you're all put together, you don't have any issues when you go here, you don't have any issues when you go there, you don't react weirdly to situations, you're calm, content, centered within yourself, and you feel okay in different situations, then maybe you're already in a good place. But if you're not, if you're full of like nervousness or anxiety, depression, feeling sadness, despair, just drifting, not really sure what the purpose is, not really sure what you're doing here on planet Earth, then the best thing that you can do is to decide, you know what, this is not how I was created to be. This is not how my life was created to be. This is not how I was created to be. I wasn't born to be sad and anxious and panicking and having post-traumatic stress disorder. I wasn't born like that. So if it was added onto me, maybe then I can also release it away from me. And then you can find your way back to who you truly are. It's a worthwhile journey. It's a worthwhile goal. And it's absolutely worthwhile, the results. Once you get to the other side and you figure things out, it is so much better. So much better. Crown chakra keeps showing up here. Crown chakra. We are. So this is about unity. This is about like my soul talking to your soul. And when we talk on the soul level, it's like a different language a little bit, because you're not going to talk about all this stuff that you might talk about from the world. Like, are you going to buy that? Or are you going to do that? Or are you going to do this? Or are you going to do that? It's not so much about all of that. It's more about like recognizing that your soul knows that this is not how your life is supposed to be. If you're not happy and content in your own life, then your soul knows that this is not how your life was supposed to be. This is not what your life has the potential of being. And you know that you have the potential to be happy, to be content, to live a good life, to be satisfied with where you're at. And so there are many ways that you can do that. But first is the realization that you actually do have the power to change these things. And you actually do have the power to do that if you want to. If you want to. And you don't have to do it. And there's nothing wrong with doing it or not doing it. There's only a difference in life quality and how you experience your life here on planet Earth. Allow the light, the beautiful light in me, the beautiful light in you. We all have it. You just sometimes have to uncover it a little bit. Allow the light of the universe to shine through you, because once you open up, like with the chakras, with everything, like all those energy, once the energy flows freely through you, now you're going to be magnetic and you're going to bring out that light. You're going to bring out that inner mysticism, or like that inner attractiveness that comes out with doing those things. Trust your inner knowingness and guidance. Absolutely. Trust your inner knowingness and guidance. And the inner knowingness and guidance, your soul will know that that's a different knowingness and guidance than what someone told you once upon a time. They told you that that was true. So you know for 100% sure it's true because they told you. That's not the knowing that I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about something that comes from deep within you. Did you just know that you know that you know? Spirit always loves and supports you. You're always loved and you're always supported. Open yourself to the intelligence, purity, and grace of consciousness and resonate in all of its possibilities. We are. Could add so many things to that. We are messing up the planet at the current. We are messing up each other at current. We are polluting everything at current. We are mass hypnotized into freak psychosis and hypnosis of fear, of entitlement, and labels. Welcome to planet Earth. It's a great place for me for now. Maybe we'll have to move to Mars soon, but I don't think we're too worried about that out there. But personal, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, soul. Mind, body, and soul. passion in the soul, transformation in the body, new learning, new beginning, new maybe emotional learning, something that you're passionate about, mind space, learning something new, perhaps volunteer work, new love can be coming in. Maybe there's a new attraction on your mind, someone that you just started to think about in that way, and there's a new attraction coming in. Perhaps you decided that I'm sick and tired of this body, that I feel like my body is just being lazy, or I don't really want to move my body around that much. I don't really want to do a lot of things with my body. So I'd rather just put my body down here, and then I'll just let the body sit there. And then the body gets all kinds of problems, because the body wants to move. Body is made to move. Body is made to, you know, go out there and hunt, build a house, do things. Body is very capable of doing a lot of that stuff. And in our day and age, we are very comfortable for the most part and called a contractor when we need things done. And so transforming the way we see things, transforming the way we feel about doing work, being proactive in our own lives and the own doings, and do the things that we can do. Transformation, like leaving something behind, allowing some kind of unhealthy way of living, perhaps leaving that behind, starting afresh, leaving behind overindulgence, leaving that behind, finding more balance, leaving behind overdoing stuff and finding more balance. There can be so many transformations that is going on, but it takes time. And the best decision that you can make is like, okay, I'm going to be my own best friend. I'm going to get into a good relationship with myself. I'm going to decide today that I'm going to be my own best friend. So I'm going to check in with myself and see what I'm actually saying to myself when I look myself in the mirror. Can you say that to your best friend? And would they still be your best friend afterwards if you did say it to them? What you're telling yourself when you look yourself in the mirror, and you told that to a friend, would they still be your friend or wouldn't they? If they wouldn't be your friend, you shouldn't say those things to yourself either. It's very rude. You're being very rude to yourself. So don't do it. Be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be uplifting to yourself. Be a supporter. Be non-judgmental. Do things for yourself like you would have done for other people. And passion. Bring passion. Take action on your life. Take action on the things that you love to do. A fiery, passionate soul is so attractive. It's so magnetic. And it's just so vibrant and so alive. And it stands out like a sore thumb in whatever. I don't remember the saying. But it sticks out like something when you walk around there and you see all those dead people walking around, like no passion, no enthusiasm, no hunger for life, no hunger for nothing except food. To, of course, though, eat away all the things that be stuffed aside, like the need to be adventurous, the need to do stuff, the need to have some passion in life. All those needs are just pushed aside for the whatever daily life things that you have to do. So bringing out the passion is so freaking important. In regards to romance, might be I mean, maybe you're just coming out of something, or maybe you're realizing something in your mind space. You're taking a little pause here. This one hopped out. You're taking a little pause here. And so the Six of Cups is reminiscing about something from the past. Perhaps you're meditating over something. You're thinking about maybe someone from the past, or a love from the past, or something from the past. And then perhaps you're closing out this cycle, closing it out, leaving what has been bygones in the bygone, and then moving along. The hopes and the dreams in the past, like what they could have been, or should have been, or what we wished it would be, what it could have been. And work. Work, work, work. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. The High Priestess. Using your intuition, even the workspace. Using your intuition, who is balancing things, keeping a balance, keeping things in check, but not being too stingy with it, too rigid, holding on too tightly. In regards to work, perhaps you need to loosen up a little bit, not be too tight. Like if you're a boss or if you're in charge of something, perhaps you need to be just a little bit more lenient with the people around you, or allow them to come out with themselves a little bit more, be more interactive, not be too stingy and holding on to your position too tightly, holding on to what you're doing too tightly, holding on to the rules and regulations too tightly, but that you can work with the people around you and be of service, and also be of listening service, like to also hear them, what they got on their hearts. And there is a victory and a celebration of some kind. Use your intuition. See in between the lines. There's some kind of accomplishment with the work that you do. Some kind of, you did something really right. And there might be awards. There might be some kind of recognition, or some kind of recognition in the workplace. Perhaps you're helping the workplace also bridge the gap between what is seen and unseen, so that what you bring to the table, to your job, because you're here, you're looking inward, you're going through the things within yourself, you're putting yourself back together as a soul in this human world. And so when you do that, you're going to bring a lot of knowledge that people don't usually think about, that you're going to bring to the place. And so using your intuition, bringing the knowledge that you have in different ways to the workplace is good. These cards are really good for work, like for in regards to romance, closing out a cycle. Romance, it seems like you might be over and done with something in your life, or realizing that, yeah, it was nice and it was all that, it was all nice and good and all that, and we're going to close out the cycle, or take some time out, think about it, and closing it out. And in shadow work with the Lovers card, so shadow work, ending a cycle, shadow work with the Lovers card, shadow work with 3 of Cups, and shadow work with 8 of Pentacles. So shadow work in regards to these messages, like the Lovers. If you are hoping and wishing and dreaming about like this connection with another human being, this connection, you understand each other, you have a good you have great communication with one another, you have a great passionate relationship, you're talking to one another, it's open, you can trust one another, you have loyalty, you have respect, and all that good stuff. So that might be what you want for your love life. And then the shadow work could be, are you even considering those things within yourself? Because if you don't have it within yourself, you're not going to be able to merge what you don't have with someone else, because you don't have it. If you had it, then you could merge it. But if you don't have it, you can't merge it. So you have to figure out, if you want this relationship, if you want that style of relationship with somebody, then you would have to figure out how you can learn to know yourself. How can you learn to know yourself? Like, what do you need to know about yourself in order for you to be okay with letting other people come in and see you for who you truly are, to see behind your roles that you play, to see the authentic you with all its good, bad, ugly, gross, weird, all that stuff that we all have within ourselves. That's kind of the beauty of being a human being, though. It's all that, all those different elements of who we truly are. And then so allowing yourself to love those parts of yourself is going to be the first step. If you ever want to reach like this connection with another human being, you have to find the acceptance within yourself first and feel worthy of that type of connection with another human being. 3 of Cups in order to shadow work. So perhaps some people have never been alone in their life, which to me is very weird, very strange, because I have been alone for most of my life, so I'm used to it. But if people have never been alone before, and then that's terrifying to them. it can be terrifying to even like, what are you going to do when you're all like, when you're alone? Like, how do you do? Well, you do the same things. You just have to figure out what you want to do yourself. And so sometimes, and that can be difficult, because usually when you're in a group, it's the group decision, it's a group thing. We like to do that, and we like to do that, or whatever. Then all of a sudden you're on your own, and now you have to feel like, what do I really want to do? If now I'm going to choose just all on my own, where do I choose to go? What do I choose to do? What is it that I want to do? What would give me a good memory after I done it? Like, do those things and get to know yourself a little bit more on your own terms, and check it out. And maybe you thought you always liked to go there because we always did that, and then you go there on your own, or then you may be like, okay, maybe it's not the place that you really like, it's more the company that you have when you go there. Or when you go there on your own, you'd be like, okay, this might not be my space at all, and so you find somewhere else where you would rather go on your own, and then you might enjoy the company still over there, but you go there because it gives you more to go there. And so figuring these things out, getting to know yourself, like knowing who you are. And with the work, like, okay, you want this soul connection, you want these beautiful things, yeah, and that's great, and you're working on yourself and you're doing all that, and then also working all the time, like, speaking for myself and for probably a whole lot of other people out there, working so much, don't really have time to pull all that romance into like a practical part of the day, like, especially if it's going to be weird, like, or if it's not like, if it's confusing, then there's a lot of things that we all have, so packed lives. Our lives are so full of stuff. We have so many things that we have to do, to keep up with, tend to, and all that stuff, that everything that comes in extra is going to be almost a burden, because it's just the little drop or the hair on the camel or whatever it's called. So there you go. So then you have the Eight of Pentacles, and perhaps the shadow work there would be maybe finding a better work-life balance. I was talking to someone there, not to myself. That was probably a little bit to myself too. But yeah, finding a work-life balance is it's important, because otherwise when you look back, like after the year has passed and another year has passed, and then the only things that you ever did was to work or to figure things out, and then you're not really collecting that many memories. And for the most part, the work that you do, the job that you have, when you don't want to work there anymore, they replace you, and that's the end of it. And so you're not really creating something longevity. You're taking care of your needs, your safety, and what you need as a human. But it might be worthy of consideration to just think about if there might be something else maybe that could be a better way of doing things. Maybe there's a way that you can do a little bit less work and have more fun with it, so you can collect some good memories too. So the Queen of Pentacles wanted to hop out here. So I think with all the work that has been done here, having to work on, like, Queen of Pentacles, very independent, taking care of her own time, resources, money, everything, is able to take care of, very independent person, taking care of themselves and all that stuff, and showing up with working too much, or needing to learn to be by yourself a little bit. So the advice is kind of to allow yourself to rise up, and to allow yourself to be mature enough to walk into that abundance of the Queen of Pentacles. And also finding the balance, like Temperance is here with balance. We have balance up here, a little bit too tight with that balance. We need to find some balance in everything, like the pieces of the puzzle. What is it that you need for the pieces of the puzzle? Your life, Spirit is asking, like, what in your life, if you could change out something, what do you think in your life would be the best thing that you could shift it out with something else and improve your life? What would that thing be that you could let it go and maybe invite something better in? Because there is a new beginning, some new communication, maybe you're learning something new, and then there is a twist of the fates. So there's going to be a plot twist in here somewhere. Perhaps you just had a mindset shift with the Page of Swords. Perhaps you're shifted in your mind, like, okay, that's a possible, okay, wow, that's very interesting, let me try that instead. And then you just go for that, and you had an epiphany, or you had like aha moment, or you realize something, and then you just go off on a little plot twist, which is you can do that at any time in life. You can always put in a little plot twist. If your life gets too stale and stagnant, You can always put a little plot twist in there, and it can be anything you want. And Esther and Abraham Hicks, they say, you may blame yourself for not being strong enough to appreciate some unhappy people, in spite of their negative emotional offerings toward you. Well, we would never suggest that you be able to look at something you do not want and feel good about it. So they never suggest you looking at something that you don't want and you feel good about that. Instead, look for things that cause you to feel appreciation when you find them. So look for the things that when you, oh my gosh, you see them and now you feel them. And then the law of attraction will bring you more things like those. And love flows through you and to you and through you. Love flows through you and to you. Be a channel. Be a channel. Allow it to come to you and through you. And the Five of Swords. Be aware. Be aware that in the midst of we are, there's going to be also a lot of maybe bullies, people, judgmental people, especially when if you show up with love, self-love, self-confidence and all that stuff, and a sense of unity, then the people that don't feel like they are good enough or whatever, then they are going to maybe not like that. So just be aware that the more you shine up, the more you step up, the more people are going to come stabbing at you or do different weird things to you. Instead of doing the work themselves, they're going to be on the people that would do the work, which is also weird, but it is what it is. And if you are feeling disconnected, if you are being easily confused, or if you have obsessive thoughts, then the crown chakra is a good place to focus your attention. Read up on it, do some research on it, figure out how it can apply in your own life. That energy, how can you release that energy so you can open up whatever blockages is there. And that was it was my little reminder to keep doing the work and to keep trying to be the change and to try to practice what I preach and all that stuff. And so that was my little encouragement of the day. And I hope you got something out of it. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, it respects, and it loves the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste.